Hello, everybody. This is Alie Reetz from the Pierce Dispatch. I have some exciting news. We are going to be recording live today from the show floor at FDIC. So first, I would like to share that we're going to be interviewing Pierce experts today. So be sure to tune in and hear about the new innovations and apparatus we have in our booth. First off, I want to introduce Dave Archer, our Vice President of Engineering, as our first guest today. Thanks for joining me, Dave.
Thanks, Alie.
All right, why don't you tell me what are some of the new things in the booth this year?
Well, we have several exciting things to talk about. To start with, we have our cam system, which I think is a fascinating development that we're working on to help save lives. And then in that same cab is a CrewProtect system, which is from Task Force TIP, TFT. And that's all about filtration to make a safer environment inside the cab.
Sure.
The next truck over is an exciting one to talk about, which is the low profile enforcer, which is a great product improvement over what the deep notch arrow was. So it's definitely the next step forward. And probably the most exciting and dearest to my heart is TAC4 T3, which is the third truck, and that has aluminum wheels, disc brakes. So it's pretty neat.
Absolutely. So what went into creating these new technologies? Because you were on that team making them happen.
So probably the common denominator in all of them is we needed to work with either a supplier or other inside company experts. So the TAC4 T3 was a big collaborative effort with corporate engineering. The low profile was a really big effort with engineering and others within the company. And then Task Force TIP jumped in to help us with the air filtration. And CAMS was a development that came out of our racing technology with Pratt Miller, which is Corvette Racing. So it was really neat to work with them and take some racing technology and bring that into our market.
Absolutely. And can you dive into a little bit about what the difference that new technology will make in the fire industry?
So the big thing is all about safety. All of them can be looked at through the safety lens. So TFT with their CrewProtect, we can start with that one. That one's very important for the clean environment. The CrewProtect technology actually has multiple filters in them, which helps us out inside our cab. But it filters out particulate, carcinogens, and even has a charcoal filter for odors. So that helps keep a very clean environment. The big difference is, and what makes it unique for us, is we've incorporated that into our evaporator for our air conditioning system. So instead of a small box like this sitting in the cab, with it incorporated into our evaporator, we actually turn the air over in the cab like every 20 seconds. So if someone needs to rehab in the cab, they can open the door, put the firefighter in, close it, and in 20 seconds that air is clean again. On the cams, it's all about safety alongside the road, and it's important for firefighters, but it's also important for law enforcement, wrecker operators, school buses. So the technology we brought is really exciting because it can be applied to so many vocations.
Absolutely. And how many years have you been coming to FDIC?
Oh boy, a long time, longer than I probably want to admit, but probably pretty close to 30 years.
All right. Well, after 30 years, what are you most excited for in the booth this year?
TAC4 T3. I'm always going to go back to that. I'm a suspension guy.
Absolutely. And what are you hoping people learn?
The big thing is to learn that we are more than just a fire truck builder. As a corporation, we are a truck designer. We assemble all kinds of technology into all of our products, and that's what makes us different.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. And
my pleasure.
I'm really excited, and I hope everybody, if they have any questions, reaches out to their local dealership or asks you.
I can talk trucks all day.
Hi, Steve.
How are you?
So I want to hear more about the truck in the corner of our booth this year. Everybody is walking around it. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, that's a great design. It's Hunterdon County, New Jersey. It was sold through our dealer, Fire and Safety Services, and it's 40 feet long. It's got 4 large slide outs. It's got 40-foot telescoping mast. It's got a forward area with 2 workstations. They can be used for communications, or they can be used for dispatch, for taking emergency, non-emergency calls. So there's a center area for a galley and conference room in the rear with a large conference table, and the command team can gather around that, take real-time information, and make quick decisions. It's a terrific platform. It was designed to mirror the capabilities of the EOC at Hunterdon County. So the body is designed for a 30-year duty cycle. It's completely smooth skin. There's no rivets or fasteners anywhere on the outside. The generator has a unique ducted cooling system, so the biggest failure mode of a generator is overheating. So we're bringing air across the stator, across the generator, and out the front of the compartment to make sure it stays cool. The compartments are all lit with LED lighting, and they're all connected to an alarm system in the cab. So if the driver goes to move the truck and there's a compartment door open or any deployable device, he gets an alarm, audible and visual, that says, hey, there's something open, you got to go close it.
Yeah.
So the quality of the truck is terrific.
That's wonderful. And it was built in Florida?
Built in Florida at our plant in Clearwater, just outside Tampa. Yep.
Absolutely. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Alie.
All right, now we're going to have our third speaker come on this stage, and he is our Business Unit Director for Cabin Chassis and Electrical, Matt Sauter. Thanks for joining us, Matt.
Hey, Alie.
I specifically want to ask you, could you tell me about the Volterra?
Sure. Obviously, maybe some of you guys have caught this last year when we had it on the summer road rally here, but we went through pretty much 50 states and all of Canada with the Volterra showing it off, but we've got one behind us here in the booth. Pretty cool. Obviously, it looks just like the rest of the trucks in the booth here. That's a neat piece there. We got cab, the pump house, the body are all standard things that we have with other Pierces in the fleet. So if you have a diesel fleet and you want to put an EV in here, it can be very seamless for departments.
And if it's the first time I'm looking at the Pierce Volterra pumper, what are you hoping I look at to learn?
Well, I think you probably are going to recognize that it looks very similar, right? But you'd realize that the performance is great. It's quiet inside. The departments that we've had run these now for a couple of years, the feedback has been they love the EV. It's their preference of vehicles within the fleet. So seeing it static doesn't really do it justice. So.
Absolutely. But I want to say thank you. Thank you for coming on and joining us. Our next guest is Shena Straka, and she is the Business Unit Director for Aerial Products at Pierce Manufacturing. Come on to the stage, Shena. So tell me about the aerials in the booth this year.
Yeah, so we have our LSL, our low profile cab. Some of the exciting features about that is we can get it down to 1010 with a waterway or 10.8 without a waterway. We are now offering the Enforcer chassis in that lowered cab. And the exciting thing about it is it's the same electrical systems, the same bones that you know and get to enjoy today on any other chassis. So.
Yeah, okay. Tell me about the next one.
All right. The next one is the 100-foot mid-mount tower. So one of the exciting features on that is the TAC4 T3 that we're showcasing today with the aluminum wheels and the disc brakes. Obviously helps with the weight, which is always a conversation on aerials. So excited for that. It's got a pump and a tank on it, and obviously it's a wonderful product. Maneuverability, setback. There's so many great features of that product that we're excited to showcase. And then kind of coming around the booth, so right over here on our left is West Fargo, North Dakota's 100-foot platform. So really excited to showcase that. Some of the neat features about that particular product is obviously going to North Dakota, it's a bit cold over there. So they have a cold climate package, which basically helps warm that pump as it's moving through scenes and different things like that. And some roll-up doors over that pump panel. And then moving a little further, so for Virginia Beach, we have a TDA tiller, no pump, no tank, that's sitting over in the corner over there. It's placed very sharply on that corner.
Yes.
We love to showcase. So just a wonderful product, no pump, no tank on that one, 100-foot. And I'm very appreciative of the Virginia Beach Fire Department for letting us showcase that here at FDIC.
Absolutely. And something I noticed when they were setting up that tiller, when we were setting up the booth, is the jackknife warning announcer.
Yeah, that's a great feature that we offer. And obviously one of the other great features that's coming soon is really that jackknife, just what that angle is. So we've always been in that 88.5, and we're have the opportunity through engineering to be able to offer it at 91.5. So Very excited about that coming
Absolutely.
soon.
Always expanding our capabilities.
That's right. That's right.
Awesome. And then there's also the 107 single axle. Tell me about that.
Yeah, last but not least, we have our 107 single axle. Always excited to showcase that product. It's a great product on that individual axle. So it is sold already to Augusta.
Yeah, congratulations, Augusta.
Yes, happy to have that opportunity for those guys to get that truck.
Absolutely. So we talked about the features, but have you gotten any good questions from customers coming to the booth or common questions about aerials?
That's a good question. Obviously, a common question is just what are some of the capabilities?
The capabilities.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
That these products can do, depending on, a lot of it's just understanding what their city looks like, what they're trying to do, what type of fires they're fighting. So just understanding that and making sure we match them up with the right product.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much, Alie.
And we have another guest now, which is John Schultz, our Vice President and General Manager of the Pumper Products at Pierce Manufacturing. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining me. Can you share about the pumpers in the booth this year?
Sure, yeah, I would love to. So we've got a great overall portfolio of our products. We're showcasing a couple new ones that the team has been hard at work from a redesign perspective. So one I'll highlight would be our redesigned PUC top mount products. So we've spent some time talking with customers and our dealers around just how can we potentially improve that product overall. And so we've redone the overall walkway on that product. So you have access from both sides of the vehicle and can get up and access that to the controls, and just a really neat product for us. So overall, the wheelbase is shorter than a traditional top mount product, and then it has all of the great features that you typically see on the pucks. So the increased compartmentation, the quick access to all the hoses and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Can you just give a little teaser as to what went into designing that?
Yeah, so really it starts with our customer and just talking to them and understanding how their pain points and how we can ultimately make that better for them.
Absolutely. And can you just share what would the difference be for that product? What difference would it make in the industry?
Yeah, for sure. So typically our top mount customers are working on busier interstates and things like that. So trying to get the pump operator, off of the ground and kind of elevated. So that's really one of the key characteristics of the top mount. But then being able to, package it that way that we've done with the puck configuration provides a shorter wheelbase, a shorter overall length. So it's easier to maneuver, in a sort of busier streets and things like that.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And I want to say, be sure to check out the Pierce website or contact your local dealer if you have any further questions.